Okay, I'd entertain a motion to open.
Motion open.
Second.
Roll call vote. Alicia Greco,
Here.
Mike Doyle,
Here.
Jeffrey Walker,
Yeah.
Geraldine Heavey,
Here.
and J.R. Colby here. This is J.R. Colby, Chairman, Newbury Select Board. Good evening. This open meeting of the Newbury Select Board is being conducted virtually, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, in the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we've been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings. And as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. The order, which you can find posted on the town's website, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely, so as long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. For this meeting, the Newbury Select Board is convening by Zoom meeting link as posted on the agenda on the town's website. All of the materials for this meeting, except any executive session materials, are available on the website, and we recommend the members and the public follow the agenda as posted on the website. We're now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, I will go down the line of board members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you, and be sure to state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in dialogue with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. The chairperson or vice chairperson will afford the public comment for a period of 3 minutes, and it will be granted as follows. Participation will be sought through the raise hand function. For video conference participants, this function can be accessed by clicking on the participants option listed in the menu below the photo gallery. Hover your cursor in this area if you don't see it. A participants window will open and display on the right. On the bottom of this participant area, you will see the list of phone and video participants. And on the bottom, you will see the ability to click on a button to raise hand. Please ensure your name is displayed. You may rename by using the more function next to your name. Telephone participants can use their phone's keypad while in a Zoom meeting to raise hand by hitting *9. Those who have requested to be heard through the raise hand function will be heard in the order of which they are listed. The system lists in order by whom first hit the raise hand function. Please identify yourself by stating your name and address, and then your question or comment. You will be unmuted and your hand will be lowered when you have been given the floor for your questions. We will continue down the list of those in the raise hand column. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. Just need to confirm the presence of Tracy Blaze, Town Administrator.
Here.
Julie O'Brien, Executive Administrator.
Here.
Martha Taylor, Town Planner.
Here.
John Lucy, Chief of Police.
Here.
Okay. Citizen communications, do we have any raised hands?
We do not have any raised hands.
Okay. Board and committee reports. Chairman's report, I've signed PR 21-12 for Julie O'Brien. I've signed the PR 21-12 for the Select Board. And I've signed the BW 21-13 for North of Boston tax classification ads. I also have a short police station update. Chairman Connors will be joining us shortly after the new year to give a formal update. But we're slowly but surely nearing completion. Things are looking great down there. Substantial completion was slated for December, scheduled for January 15th, 2021. It's furniture delivery. On the 25th, January 25th, 2021, moving in begins. February 1st, 2021, 911 center gets changed over to the new building. And we should be really up and rolling then. In the spring, there'll be a few loose ends to tie up, paving of the top coat, because that's seasonal and the plants have closed for the season as expected. There'll be a little fine tuning to do on the landscaping in the springtime and the first true startup of the AC system. Currently, the project is within budget. COVID-19 has impacted the supply chain for materials on our project at about 30 days. So I think all things told and considering all things, a great job by our building committee and BC Construction. That building really looks like something we can be proud of. So we'll have Chairman Connors of the building committee in after the new year for a formal update.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask one question?
Yes, as long as I have the answer.
Okay, maybe John will have it too. I heard that there's a piece missing in the heating system, and that's why we've got an external. We got something that's pretty loud at night going on as far as for the heat. And they said it was a parts missing.
No, I don't know about parts missing, and I hope I don't speak out of school. This, I'm pretty sure I know the answer to that. That's the temporary heating because they do have water charge in certain mechanicals. So they have to maintain a temperature in there, but I believe there's commissioning and exercising of the heat pumps and the heating systems that haven't happened yet. They have to do balance tests. They have to do a lot of things with ceiling tiles have to be put in, and such like that before they can actually put those online. That's my very, very unqualified answer.
I've had a couple people in the neighborhood just saying it's quite loud at night, and they didn't know when it was going to stop. And I said I'd try to find an answer tonight.
Okay.
All right.
Actually, I have a meeting in the morning. And,
can you just send me a text and let me know?
Yep, sure. Absolutely.
I'll be at work tomorrow. Okay.
Yep, you got it.
Thank you, Chief.
Just to fill in a little bit, there was, John, remember there were several filters that they had to come from someplace. And when you start to turn all the equipment on, when you still have construction, that can affect your warranties. So
that's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So there's a little intrigue there, but the noise will absolutely go away when construction is over, Michael.
Okay, good.
Okay, under grants, gifts, and donations, we have an emergency management grant of $9,020. Is there a motion?
Motion to accept.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Would you like to fill us in on this, Chief Lucy?
Yeah, what that is it's the EPZ, the Emergency Preparedness Zone grant. It's money supplied for facilitation of emergency operations resultant of being within the 10-mile radius of Seabrook Station. And that's training, drilling, personnel, payroll issues, any equipment needs to facilitate that preparedness for any eventuality of an emergency at Seabrook Station.
Okay.
Super. And good job. Your department's always on the lookout for these opportunities, and you're successful at getting a lot of them. So we appreciate that. Okay. Any other questions or discussion? I'll move to a roll call vote. Alicia Greco?
Yes.
Mike Doyle?
Yes.
Jeff Walker?
Yes.
Jerry Heavy?
Yes.
J.R. Colby, yes. We have no public hearings tonight. Under new business, we have a stack of 2021 business license renewals, and we will handle this as we have in the past. I'll go through the list. Everyone just follow along to make sure I don't miss anybody. If anyone has a question on anyone in particular, just say hold as we go along and we'll come back to it. So we'll start out, Anthony Barbaros, A&M Motors Incorporated, 4 to 6 Newburyport Turnpike, used cars dealer license class 2. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Are we going to do it one at a time? I'm not sure. I'm just asking.
You know what? I know what council would tell me. They tell me to do it one at a time.
Okay.
I think it certainly mattered, JR, when you were doing liquor licenses. I'm not positive on these, so if you want to continue to do them till we ask town council.
Well, last time we did read them all. We read them all.
Okay.
And then the motion at the end is, to approve as they've been read and as they're listed.
It would streamline things, but just for a little insurance that we won't have to go through this lengthy again, maybe we'll just do it.
And then we'll find out. I think it was for the liquor licenses last time.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Anthony Barberis, A&M Motors Incorporated, 4 to 6 Newburyport Turnpike, used car dealer's license, Class 2.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Michael Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Mohammed Almadani, Ampit Incorporated, 34 High Road, used car dealer's license, Class 2.
Move to
Motion.
accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Michael Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Mohammed Almadani, Ampit Incorporated, 34 High Road, general business, auto, marine, gasoline sales, auto repair, and sales of related goods.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
J.R. Colby, yes. Barry Davis, BD Automotive, 24 Middle Road, auto and marine, subject to the restrictions and conditions of the special permit issued on 686, the variance issued on 11/17/94 by the Newbury Zoning Board of Appeals for the property at 24 Middle Road.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Michael Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. William Koski Jr., Bill's Auto Repair, 24 Middle Road, auto and marine, subject to the restrictions and conditions of the special permit issued on 2/26/86 and the decision of the Zoning Board of Appeals 8/6/99, the property located at 24 Middle Road.
Motion is read.
Second.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Michael Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Carla Capalupo, DBA Carla Capalupo, 26 Plum Island Boulevard, parking lot.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Gail Gandolfi, G&G Antiques, 160 Hay Street, general business, buy and sell antiques and secondhand articles.
Move to
Motion to
accept.
accept. Sorry. Lost my balance.
Roll call
Second.
vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Norma D. Reeder, Hightail Acres, 120 High Road, Farm Products.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Michael Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. John Gallant, J. Gallant Pool and Spa, 96 Newburyport Turnpike, general business.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Sylvanowitz Family Associates Incorporated, Main Street Mini Mart and D&J Liquors, 53 Main Street, common victualler.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. James R. Motzkin, Newbury Auto Sales Incorporated, 60 Newburyport Turnpike, motor vehicle junk license, Class 2.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Michael Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. William D. Francisco, Stowaway Storage, Newbury Self-Storage, 131 Newburyport Turnpike, general business and self-storage.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Michael Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Daniel A. Palenska, Palenska Building and Remodeling, 172 Elm Street, general business construction.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
And J.R. Colby, yes. We're about halfway.
Mr. Chairman, Mr.
Yes.
Chairman, we
Yes, sir.
passed over Hank Moore, the treasurer.
Thank you,
Old Newbury.
Yep, I did. All right, Hank Moore, Treasurer, Old Newbury Golf Club Incorporated, 319 Newburyport Turnpike, Common Victualler.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
yes,
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Thanks, Alicia.
You're welcome.
Sharon Pearson, Pearson Hardware, 6A Fruit Street, General Business.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes.
You skipped Andrew Haley.
Ah, yep, that's up high. It got stapled over. All right. Thanks, Jerry. Andrew Haley, Parker River Marine Service. There we go. 7 Newbury Neck Road, Auto Marine.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Michael Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes,
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. We completed Sharon Pearson, Pearson Hardware, correct?
Yes.
Jeffrey Christensen, Plum Island Fine Wine and Spirits, DBA The Cottage Wine and Spirits, 14 Plum Island Boulevard, General Business, Retail and Package Store.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
yes,
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Jeff Christensen, PI Rentals, LLC, DBA The Cottage, 14 Plum Island Boulevard, General Business, surf, paddle, kayak, skate sales and rentals.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. I see John sitting back, just waiting for me to slip up.
Oh, doing good.
James Sullivan, Rusty Can, 6G Fruit Street, Common Victualler.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Michael Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes,
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes.
You missed the Jeff Christensen parking lot. The one above it.
Jeff Christensen. Yep. Good catch, good catch. I had the top folded over pretty good here. It had him and Andrew Haley on me. Jeffrey Christensen, Plum Island Fine Wine and Spirits, DBA The Cottage Wine and Spirits, 14 Plum Island Boulevard, General Business, Retail and Package Store.
No, the parking lot.
The
JR.
parking lot.
Oh.
The one
Okay.
above James Sullivan.
Jeffrey Christensen, Plum Island Fine Wine and Spirits, DBA The Cottage Wine and Spirits, 14 Plum Island Boulevard, parking lot.
Yes. Motion to accept.
Second.
Yes.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Rusty Can. Stephen Cavill, SK Tree Service, 71 Main Street, General Business and Tree Service.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes,
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Linda Gamache, Sadie's for Hair, 6J Fruit Street, General Business and Beauty Shop.
Move to
Motion to
accept.
accept. I'm sorry.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Michael Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Stephen Gadd, Salter Transportation Incorporated, 196 Scotland Road, General Business, School Bus, and Transportation.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes,
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Linda Deland, Sports and Therapeutic Massage, 65 Newburyport Turnpike, General Business, Massage Therapy.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote, Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Michael Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
And J.R. Colby, yes. I'm going to recuse from the Tender Crop Farm business license. Would somebody be kind enough to?
I'll pick it up. Matthew Kozowski, Tender Crop Farms, 108 High Road, Retail Foods, Common Victular, Crafts and Gifts.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote. Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
yes,
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
Alicia Greco, yes.
George Caloris, Georgie Porgy's Ice Cream Factory LLC, DBA The Beachfront, 2 Northern Boulevard, Common Victular.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote. Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
yes,
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Geraldine Dorr, Wheelhouse Parking, 49 Northern Boulevard, parking lot, popcorn machine, slush machine, and water.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Second.
Roll call vote. Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
yes,
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. Last but not least, Bernadette Gosine, Pilates of Newbury and Port, 89 Hanover Street, general business, Pilates studio.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Call vote. Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Michael Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
yes,
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby, yes. And now we
Make a
need.
mo- I'll make a motion to let the chairman sign all the licenses for everyone.
Second.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote. Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
yes,
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby. Yes. Okay, and we will need, I recuse from the Tender Crop business license. Would someone be able to?
Again,
I can sign, JR.
Okay.
I'll come down.
Okay, we just want to make sure that gets completed.
Yep, I'll do it tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. We
You're
have Chief Lucy, are you ready for the Emergency Management Director's update?
Should we make a motion real quick for Alicia to sign that just in case?
Good thinking.
okay. Make a motion for Alicia to sign the tender crop license.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote. Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
yes,
and Jeff Walker.
Yes.
All right, John, we're ready for you.
Okay, so as of December 1st to today, we have realized a 67.5% increase in positive cases in our community. We currently have 32 new cases within the 14-day look-back period. What that means to us is that, according to the DPH report, which is generated every Thursday, so the last one was the 17th, there were 704 tests administered, of which 44 were positives. Of those tests in the positives, that equates to a 6.25% positive rate. And that's the metrics they use to keep us in the red status. So we still maintain the red status. According to, for the same report, according to the DPH, and this is something that might be interesting for our area as well to keep an eye on. The area hospitals are reporting and operating at approximately 85% capacity. The not so bad news of that is it's also reporting the mortality rate is significantly declining. So they're getting more positives, there are more people going in to be treated and more people leaving healthier. It seems like it's kind of starting to balance out, which is good news. Fire Chief Janburn is currently working with Health Agent Rogers to facilitate a regionalized effort for vaccine distribution amongst our first responders. Right now, there's communication going, to try to consolidate the efforts of the area communities to get the vaccines to the phase 1 participants of the vaccine, which would be the first responders, would be inclusive of that. And they're trying to make it easier by having them all in one place. So that's what their efforts are doing right now. The town offices will remain in the remote to work status. We'll continue to monitor the situation and assess the safest reopening procedure and its timeline. So I'll keep you posted on how that progresses. We're really interested to see how the holiday, when we come out the other side of the holidays, what that does to the numbers, what that does to the stats, and we'll maybe have a little bit more clarity as to where we can go from there. So it's kind of wait and see on that. I just want to remind everybody with the holidays in sight, we'd like to remind everyone to practice all the COVID-19 protocols regarding social distancing, gathering sizes, and facial masks. Keep up doing what we're doing, and try to keep the numbers down, especially in this time of the year when there's going to be a lot of interaction. And I'll always close with the COVID-19 Unified Command Team will continue to closely monitor the situation and make adjustments to Newbury's response to this emergency that are in the best interest of public health. And that would be my report, Mr. Chairman.
Chief, can I ask one question?
Sure.
The governor's report today, where it says retail 25%, does that mean we're going to go back to the lines out in front of the stores and stuff more? I mean, I was a little confused about that.
Yeah, and in terms of full disclosure, when that came out, I just got all the reports. I haven't digested it all and found out what exactly it means to us. But the 25% capacity seems to be the across the board reduction that was proposed. But I can't answer you with an intelligent answer right now on that until I convene with the team to see what that means to us. But okay, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, and like I said, because I mean, there's especially stores like like Tender Crops, Colby's, the butchery, and everything. It's like the Christmas Eve day is a crazy day, and like if they're only gonna let 25% in, and like I said, they're going to be some big lines.
Since you bring up my place, yeah. Just for clarity, we've been maintaining our 10 people in the store at a time. When we exceed, people are waiting out front.
Also, it doesn't apply until December 26th.
Right, it's after,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't, okay, I thought it was right away.
Thank you, Jerry. That much I do remember from when I glossed over, so thank you for that. Yes.
Thank you, Jerry.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Chief Lucy. Administrator's report, you ready for us, Tracy?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I wanted to report to you, you may have noticed a number of the Newbury fire hydrants in Old Town we received notification from the city of Newburyport that the fire hydrants marked out of service are in fact operational. They are not out of service, but they do lack the necessary flow for firefighting. So apparently during the flushing this fall, John Carey, who's the water superintendent, was made aware and witnessed some flow restrictions due to tuberculation in the pipes, likely because they're undersized to begin with. Because of the age and the condition of the water mains, cleaning out to try and remove that would likely be catastrophic, and they would anticipate a number of breaks and likely further degradation of the aging pipes. So right now, Chief Janvern and the Newbury Fire Department are aware of the issue. They have mapped out all of the affected hydrants, and they are prepared to respond to any fire emergency that may occur in alternate manners. But we're going to be working with Newburyport DPS to understand what their plans are for the long term. What they have potential solutions for the future. So we'll be meeting with them at the first of the year. But just wanted everybody to understand that there is adequate fire protection and the fire department has a plan. Nobody's at risk.
I have a question, excuse me. Is that the water pipes, do they belong to the city?
They do.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Speaking of the Newbury Fire Chief, Chief Janvern has been recredentialed to the level of Fire Chief by the Mass Fire Service Commission. The Fire Service Commission is a gubernatorial appointed board that has established a process for uniform credentialing for the level of Fire Chief based on education, training, experience. So this program establishes really benchmarks for fire chiefs to try to attain. And naturally doing so, he's better prepared to serve the department and the community as a whole. So he was first granted his accreditation in 2014, and participants must renew their credentialing every 3 years. So I very much want to congratulate him on that. He's done an outstanding job for the town. I accepted the IT director's resignation. Susan Noyce is leaving us effective December 31st, as she will begin her new job on January 4th as the municipal and school IT manager for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I certainly couldn't be happier for Susan as a manager. You know, I know we take great pride in seeing our exceptional employees continue to advance their careers with well-earned promotions. She has been a tremendous asset to Newbury and our team and will be greatly missed. So we've already got the position advertised and are reviewing resumes currently. So I'll keep you posted on that. The remote to work plan, as Chief Lucy mentioned, was successfully implemented a couple weeks ago and by all accounts is working well. We haven't seen any delays in processing requests or transactions. In light of the second surge, we're going to continue to, you know, try to limit exposure as much as possible while continuing to serve the residents as, in an effective manner. The transfer station closure, by now everybody's aware that it's reopened. It was closed as a result of staffing issues brought on by COVID-19, precautionary quarantine measures. As an alternative, Newbury residents were able to utilize the Georgetown transfer station. We understand that this was an inconvenience for some, but certainly appreciated everyone's patience as we worked through it. In the event that there should be another COVID exposure, Mello has already hired additional staff and is training them now in the hopes that he would commit to at the very least staying open on Saturdays. So that's where we're at. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Tracy.
No.
All right. Under correspondence, we received a letter from the Commuter Rail Communities Coalition on their fight to keep MBTA service hours where they are with no reductions. We received 2 emails from Elm Street residents in support of a sidewalk in that neighborhood. And we received 2 emails in opposition regarding the proposed Central Street AL Prime gas station.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Yeah, could we, not this meeting, because it's not on the agenda, but for the next meeting, can we talk about the sidewalks a little bit? I'm not sure what we can do, if what kind of, if we can get grant money or something where it's near schools. But I'd like to look into that because I drove that road for 6 years every morning and it is a dangerous stretch there. So
yeah, we can have that discussion.
Okay, can we have that discussion in next meeting?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone have any meeting updates?
I got one. On Monday, there was Council of Aging met. Couple of things. Karen Spangler was hired for the new program director, and it was nice to welcome her aboard. I can't say enough about Cindy Currier. She has really been a breath of fresh air. She's a go-getter. I mean, she's done a lot of things in a short period of time, and I think with Karen's now on board with it, I think it's going to really be good. They did such things as, she doubled the number of mailings that they sent out on the mailing thing. She's increased the number of snow angels. She's gotten a Triton, which is good. And it's just, like I said, it was a real good meeting. And everyone's just waiting for the space update from Jeff Shaw to see where we go next.
Okay, we have meeting minutes to review and approve. Select board meeting minutes, December 8th, 2020.
Move to accept.
Second.
Roll call vote. Alicia Greco.
Yes.
Yes.
Jerry Heavy.
Yes.
Jeff Walker.
Yes.
And J.R. Colby, yes. We have warrants tonight. We would need to vote to allow the chair to sign.
Motion to let the chair sign the warrants.
Second.
Second.
Roll call vote. Alicia Greco.
Yes.
Michael Doyle.
Yes.
Jerry Heavy.
Yes.
Jeff Walker.
Yes.
And J.R. Colby, yes. We have no executive session tonight. So I just want to say Happy holidays, everybody. I'm very thankful for a great team at Town Hall. I'm grateful for the board I work with and the people of the town I live in and the town itself. And I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote.
Christmas,
Alicia
everyone.
Greco?
Safe holiday and a safe new year.
Yes.
Thank you. You
Healthy
too.
one too.
Yeah, here's to a better 2021. Yes.
Yes.
It has to be, right?
Yeah.
All right, roll call vote. Alicia Greco,
Yes.
Michael Doyle,
Yes.
Jerry Heavy,
Yes.
Jeff Walker,
Yes.
and J.R. Colby. Yes. Have a good night, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Good night, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.